juicy news, details, and of course, like we do, all the sporty information.
Absolutely, and just so you know, I will allow the sport bishop. I give out the phone line that you can keep. When it's time for us to open up a phone line, we will definitely expect your calls, expect your contribution. The topics we have, they are absolutely controversial. Yes, we want you to reach us on the phone number, and the phone number, sport bishop,
080-831-28618. I'll take that again. 080-831-28618. You can send us an SMS or call us on that number. Or if you're those guys who like the online stuff, come on, simple. Just get to your WhatsApp, send us a WhatsApp voice note or WhatsApp message or WhatsApp voice note. Simple. It's 0700 010 961 961. I'll take that again. WhatsApp voice note, SMS and call is 0700 010 961 961. And voila, you'll be live in outspeakers.
All right, and with that, we move straight to the local scene. Come on, where should we start from? If not far away in Kaduna, but Kaduna is with us right here in the studio as we give you the latest from the Nigeria Beach Soccer League that ended 2 days ago, exactly the 6th of July 2024. Winners have been crowned, losers have been rewarded, best players, best goalkeepers as well has been rewarded, and also we know that the team for the Nigerian Super Sun Eagles is already on its way. Sport Bishop, give us an update from the Nigeria Beach Soccer League. You were there live. Absolutely. You covered all the game. You ran the commentary section. You had some exclusive interviews with the man that matters. Tell us about it.
Absolutely. It was what a spectacle. It was 3 days of absolute gorgeousness, absolute awesomeness in Kaduna. From Wednesday, started all the way from Thursday, Friday, Saturday, climax on Saturday with KB Beach Fishers, that is KB Beach Soccer Club, winning the third, yes, out of the NBS has happened 4 years. They've won 3 out of 4, proving why they are the best team in Africa and showing total dominance. You know, they destroyed Anambra Warriors by 5 goals to them in match day 2 without conceding. The only team who went again without conceding, talking about Godwin Talley, the goalkeeper. And then they had a certain team. No, every player with Taiwo was on top gear. Every Badmos as well, top gear. So it was the Fishers. They showed why they're the best team in Nigeria. That's why they proved supreme. Anambra finished second. They won 2 games, 1 via penalty. So automatically it was only 4 points. Though KB Fishers lost the final, but they were already crowned champion before them.
They had 6 points better than Anambra.
Exactly. So
they have already done the job.
They lost the penalty to Kada, who surprisingly lost their first 2 games of the campaign, losing 5-4 in the first game, and then to KB Fishers, and then losing 5-4. I beg your pardon, to Anambra Warriors, losing to KB United surprisingly, and then it is what it is. But I tell you, top scorer Sadiq Umar with 19 goals. Frank Dozie followed suit as well with 17. It was a fantastic outplay, you know. And the beauty of the thing is that we got the chairman of the committee for futsal, and of course, not forgetting beach soccer. I'm talking about Honorable Unse Essien. He was there live. Also, Fresh Yusuf was also there.
Yeah. Also, the NFF president was there as well.
Ibrahim
Gusso.
You had Mahmoud Adija, the coordinator of the NBSL. Also,
absolutely.
He also took part in the
with his towering height.
The novelty game, scored a penalty in that one against British one by 3-1. So it was an absolute experience. I tell you, beach soccer has come to stay. Kaduna does not have any beach. They're playing beach soccer. Kebbi has got beaches. The we now has. We hear so many. Lagos has got. We're surprised. I don't be surprised, but the next time, the next edition of the NBSL, we could have as much as 15 to 20 teams participating for them. But kudos again, connection to KB. They went home with 600,000 for the first time in the history of the NBSL. The winner goes home with something 600,000. Second, I think, was it
400,000? That's Abia Warriors. Why the third place?
United got 300,000. Of course, Kada for making it to the Super 4. They went home with 200,000, and the players were super happy because. They never believed they would go because the usual was only medals and maybe
medals and handshake.
A right from a certain company who's having sponsoring the league.
And a handshake. Don't forget to add that. Always put that.
There was something to
it's important. Handshake.
Absolutely. So it was indeed a spectacle. Now we know. Focus now, go straight now to the Super San Eagles. They have a game.
Talking about the Super San Eagles, Sport Bishop, just hold your thought for a minute. Looking at the players that stood taller in all the competitions, looking at the MVP, talking about Hassan Abdullahi from Kebbi Beach Soccer Club, not forgetting the likes of Sadiq Umar that finished with 17 goals as a top scorer, and then the likes of Umar Aliyu was selected as a surprise, the rising star of the competition. He was absolutely amazing.
For Kebbi United, what a player he was. What a player he was in that competition. Now, let's forget.
Not forgetting that also to crown up the individual award, we also have the likes of Festus Basharu from Anambra Warriors. He was the best goalkeeper in the tournament.
That guy was a tank. I think we've got two goalkeepers there that will be vying for the one spot in the San Diegos. Him and Gordon Talley of KB Fishers, that is KB Beach Soccer Club. KB, I thought Talley kept the clean sheet, but Bashir was a wall. The reason why Anambra finished second because of Bashir, he was every season.
It was everything.
I think what Bashir couldn't save wasn't savable. That's the highlight of it. Come on. I think I'm watching them play firsthand. I'm super confident heading against Mauritania
that we have a team at hand.
Absolutely. These boys, we had the game for the 16th to the 18th.
Okay.
They'll fly and they come back and play on the 24th. And guess who's hosting it? You know where. That's now, of course, the Mutala Square. So, come on. It was exciting time. Don't forget the chairman of the LOC, Musa Nimrod, also the chairperson of the Volleyball Federation was also there. It was really... Kaduna was agog, this big soccer. And maybe this is why they not love the game, because it brings everybody together. Young, old. We got pictures, we got videos. At some point, we will put that on our social media platform to show you what it means, to these Cardinal fans and hosting something as huge as this.
Sport Bishop. Now, looking at the bigger picture ahead, we know Kaduna State in the last few months and few years have been a crisis zone in Nigeria, where both the southern Kaduna as well as the central Kaduna has really been porous in terms of banditry and, of course, the kidnappers. But for the very first time in a long time, sport brought the people together.
Absolutely.
For the first time in a long time, over a weekend, we didn't hear one bad report coming out from Kaduna State.
Exactly.
This is what sport does. It unifies people. Shouldn't the government be looking at the beach soccer league as well as the Super San Eagles in the long run in terms of investment, in terms of sponsorship, and in terms of looking at the marketing angle of this particular sport?
I think first thing first is simple. NFF are now back. I've now brought back the San Diego after 5 years of 5 years of hiatus. Also, we now the NFF has created a committee to run it, meaning that likely going forward there'll be funds coming in from sponsors and the NFF to support the league that have been running on its own for 4 years. And who knows? The sport ministry will also take a cue as well. So I think everything is heading to the right direction. It's a sport that can take people. Not everybody can end up being a professional footballer.
True.
But we saw kids, 4 or 5 years playing during the halftime, playing on the sand, trying to mix with these guys who are playing on the competition. So it's another sport where we can. And don't forget, like I said, we all know how the North have been ravaged with insecurity.
Of course,
this could be the sport that could take them away from that situation and give them something of a solace. I think that's where I think the federation, the federal government, the sport ministry and the NFF should look into, because that's a sport that has got a very bright future.
And that is exactly what Voice of the People 96.1 Abuja we are after. We are after our grassroots football. We are down to our local sport. We are down to everything that will unify the country, where the governments need to channel their energy in terms of promoting the unity and cultural aspect of Nigeria. This is where our touchlight is being beamed, and we call on that the government, the NFF, well-meaning, loving Nigerians and sport journalists to key in what a Voice of the People 96.1 FM. I mean the sport. This is where our passion lies, and we will definitely follow this passion accordingly. Sport Bishop, don't you agree?
I second 100%.
All right, away from the beach soccer league, Sport Bishop, let's go down down to Sevilla, but still Nigeria, as we hear that the Super Falcons are beginning to ring the drum of war early enough. There's this popular saying that goes early to bed, early to rise. The Super Falcons have really started preparation early enough, and it is a good sign. If we can have 12 players and about 3 will be joining them before the end of today.
Yeah, 3 have joined them already.
Oh, they have.
Exactly. Ajibade has joined up as well as.
Ajibade was an early bird. She came in as early as this morning.
I'm not exactly, and the fact of Nadozi as well. So 15 are in camp. We're waiting for 3 more people to join up with the 15 in camp. That's the latest we're having, and we wait and see what's happening. But it tells you something. You know, when we're talking about the Super Eagles, I like to go back to history. I mean, man who believes in history.
Super Falcons.
Let's talk about the Super Eagles first of all.
Oh, okay. Okay.
When we were playing for a game on Friday at the Gospel Bible incident, what happened? Remember what happened? You guys were arriving on Wednesday. And what did I say? I said the recipe.
There's a recipe for failure.
Exactly, and it's panned out that way. See, as much as we've got the Nigerian tenacity, is how far we can go with it. These girls have shown that they want to break the jinx. 16 years they've not been in this competition. The girls are in camp. Alimata India unfortunately is out, she's injured. She won't be able to make it. But the other girls are in camp. Except we had the remaining 3 players will join up to this evening. What does this mean? They will walk in train, they will understand this weather, they will acclimatize, and they'll begin to prepare for the tournament. Don't forget, Nigeria has only won 1 game at the Olympics. They want to get out. See, for me, they can get out of this group that has Canada, Brazil, and of course, Japan, right? If I'm not mistaken. Then to me, they've done well. Because they've never gone out of the group, only just 1 win. And for them to get out of the group, they need to get at least 4 points. So, let's see how it goes. I'm very happy with the way I'm seeing. Sad that there's no Alimata Inde. Sad there is no Ashley Pump.
Yes, talking about Ashley Pump, one of our callers, Dida, asked on Friday as to why is Sweetheart, rather, is a man that called. Is Sweetheart will not be going to the Olympics. And with Dida tell him that it was unconfirmed that she was injured, but now it is confirmed that Ashley Plumtree, rather, she will not be part of the team going to Paris for the Olympic Games. We give out verified information. We don't give hearsay.
And she has come out to even give her 2 cents of support to the girls, saying go there and conquer. I said I would have loved to be there, but this one has come too early for me. And I think we've got players who can step up.
And that is what Finidi didn't allow Sime to do.
He said stay back now. Stay back. Did not come. Not send her support. But she should have sent this home from wherever he is. Come on, guys. Come on. But this one is man. I'm happy that see, there's one thing about having a team that bonds. Whether you're picked or not, there's this support, and this is why I love goalkeepers. Whether they are in the bed, it's this support they give themselves, like as if they are the number 1 choice, because they know at the end of the day they still have a better. That's what important. So this is what it is. I'm happy that she's saying the right words, and I hope that the support she gives will yield so much returns for our girls as they prepare for the Olympic Games.
Definitely, for me, Ashley Plumtree, she will be missed.
Absolutely.
For a very long time, we haven't had a very good left back for the Super Falcons.
I don't think she's a natural left back. She didn't play that opposition.
She seamlessly slotted herself into that position.
She's a center back, but she can play as a left back. She can play as a defensive midfielder.
Giving us options.
Very versatile player. But she'll be missed. But I think we've got enough to at least have a go at the Olympics. Alright,
before we continue with the stories in Olympics from other sports, let's come down and still remain in football. But this time, let's dwell in at the Nigerian Premier Football League. As we hear, it is confirmed, it is authenticated that Rivers State Commissioner for Sports, Barrister Chris Green, has one newly appointed coach of Rivers United, Finidi George, that the club demands nothing but the best from him. Sport Bishop, are we putting Finidi George under pressure already? Recall that when he was unveiled at the Amashood National Assembly right here in Abuja at the media center, one thing that the president of the NFF did say was that the qualification for the World Cup is in the hands of Coach Finidi George. I saw how that played out. And now Chris Green is telling him that they want nothing but the best. Shouldn't they allow this man to do his job and hope for the best than giving him an open check, even though the check that is open, something has already been written on it subtly?
See, let me be sincere with you. See, the hardest job in the coaching in football is the MPFL job. And I will give you
I want to agree with you.
Because he would lose 3 games, he could be sent back in as quickly as possible. But the man understands the terrain. He's been there before. He's managed Ayimba, don't forget. He won the league with Ayimba. He was on the verge of winning the league when he got the Spy Eagles job, distracted him. He went there and spent how many days?
Oh, it's a distraction.
Because he didn't stay long now.
He spent 47 days.
And then he returned back to the FPFL, where he belongs. But anyway, you know how much of a fan I am of Finidi George. I think he's a fantastic player. Maybe not the most fantastic of coaches, but I think he's a very good coach as well. And he can hold his own. He's won the league before, so he's a big name. Chris Jim will say the right thing. See, the France Rivers want to win things. I think this year was very abysmal for them. As much as they had got to the quarterfinal of the Cap Insurance Cup, on the table they were not, so we're nowhere near.
They finished in the second half of the table.
They were nowhere near continental place, and that's not Rivers United style. It's one of the most supported teams that's got some of the best players in Nigeria. So the pressure is on. He knows it. You see, they say if you cannot take the heat to get out of the kitchen, the man is in the kitchen, he has to take the heat.
But I think Barrister Chris Greener thinks otherwise. Now, this is what he said during the unveiling. He said that we have decided to bring our own Finidi George. Remember that Finidi George is from Rivers State. A serial winner who has won domestically and internationally. He belongs to the greatest in football in Nigeria, bringing home the Cup of Nations in 1994. We are blessed to have him back home, and we expect nothing but the best from him. It's time. Okay, he said this time it is not business as usual. Discipline is our watchword. We won't tolerate sabotage. The best must come to River State.
Nice.
That's the riot that has been read.
This is a jab on the NFF. This discipline is our watchword. We expect anything else. What does Finidi complain about in his Spikers?
Indiscipline, lack of support.
So it is what it is. I think it's home. Like going back home, it's like returning back to his alma mater. The people loved him. I think they won't let him hang. They won't leave him hanging after he lost the Super Eagles job. And I wish him all the best of luck. But I think he's got his hands cut up because Rivers not able to take nothing else but the title this season. He needs to find a way to chase it. It's going to be tough, but it's doable. Very doable.
It's going to be tough, but doable according to the Sport Bishop. As for me, it's going to be tough, but I don't think it is doable with Rivers United. They have been quiet in the transfer market so far, and also they haven't really spelled out what they want to do. All they have been saying is they have been talking openly, but they have not really spelled out what they want. The likes of Enugu Rangers, they have started early preparation. Yes,
they've already started signing players.
Absolutely.
Players from
not forgetting it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Not forgetting that Remo Stars are already in business. Plateau United, they're doing well.
They've told you when they will start their preseason.
But as for Rivers,
they said their stadium will host. But I think Rivers is a big team. They've got when you go to the Adokia Marshall Marcus in Port Harcourt, you understand why they're one of the best teams in Nigeria. I think because the governor and the government are interested in the running of the club, and that's why they were doing well. So I think he will get the support. Like I said, now our boy. He's not a Port boy. So
he's our own.
He'll get his support.
Chris believes that they have signed their son.
It is their own.
So they will give him all the support that he needs to get.
Everybody does not leave you. Whatever the way you go, don't forget your way back home. And despite all the Vilabalo and the issues he's had in recent years, Rivers United is solid.
Absolutely. And one player that refused to take solace in Nigeria is the Netherlands guy. Now, over the weekend, the news broke that England-born Dominic Solanke has
decided.
Okay, he has
to give Nigeria a win.
Yeah, he has taken a U-turn to come play for the Super Eagles of Nigeria. Though that report has not been confirmed, but there's every indication that the Ibrahim Musa-led board will fly in to UK, hopefully this week, to see how they can lure the 26-year-old back to Nigeria following his snubbed by the Three Lions in the ongoing Euros. But one player haven't played, rather he came in 3 minutes to the end of the game between Netherlands and Turkey in the Euros. That confirmed that Joshua Zigzag will definitely not play for Nigeria. Sport Bishop, I want you to be extremely controversial here. I know you to be a controversial being, but now let's look at it this way.
I'm very modest.
The last two administration of the NFF have been more like a romance with foreign-based players. It seems that over 91.7% of the Super Eagles squad in every competition, including friendly games, are usually prosecuted by foreign-based players. Over the weekend, two players Joshua Zigzag has dumped us, but Dominic Solanke okay, not will now, may come play for the Super Eagles. People say this is a perfect replacement for a certain embattled Victor Osimhen. Is this a lazy way of a football for our Super Eagles? Or come on, the Super Eagles should be for everybody, both far and near. What's your take?
First of all, thank you very much for this platform. The truth remains, guys, is that again, I might be sounding like a broken record right now, but that's the truth. The Super Eagles is not a learning curve. It's a place where the best, la creme de la creme, the best of the best, gather to represent and turn on the green wagon of Nigeria.
Unfortunately, that seems not to be the issue. So let me let you have your say. Good.
So if the best players play in the diaspora, please get them in. We've got players from. Just got to be players from the MPFL. Even
if they are rejected from the foreign
team. Are they better than the ones at home? Yes, play them. That is the truth. That's why I say. See, I don't want to when he came. We also the whole about England reject. I don't want to man is the rising star right now. Take out
rising star or the star of the Super Eagles at the moment.
2013 we won the AFCON. Who won it for us?
A certain Victor Moses.
That should play for England. So to be sincere with you, I still think the best player should put on the green, white, green. Doesn't matter where you are. No matter where you come from, unless you're a black man, you're African. Somebody sang that in a song. Go find out who. But the truth remains that see, I'm not a fan of. I'm not against the home-based play. I think they can be a bromance where we get. Like I said, we let's not invite players from the league for the sake of inviting them. Let's not invite players from the league that can have a go against the so-called foreign-based players, because some of them I feel like should not even be in the team. We get players who can have a go at them, who can attack and cause those so-called foreign-based players to step up and stay on their toes. That's my own opinion. They can get one or two, they are there. But at the end of the day, the Nigerian factor comes into play. We end up inviting players who shouldn't even be in the team in the first place. We saw some people, I don't want to call names, in the last list. Sometimes they don't even care.
No, I think we should. I think our listeners deserve to know some players that are not there.
Get him. If Afghanistan, after all, we see players who play in those leagues for Brazil, and they are doing well. You know, now they have players playing top leagues like Real Madrid. What are they doing?
A certain Oscar left Chelsea for China, and he was still playing for the Seleção of Brazil.
Absolutely, Hawk was playing in China and playing for the national team.
True.
Hawk was playing in Russia, Zlatan Petersburg, and playing for the national team. Incredible Hawk. Can I go on? There's something Fred. You know?
Fred was playing somewhere around the J League, that's the Japan League. He was called to the national team, and he headlined the team in the 2014 World Cup. He headlined the attack line. Of course he was.
Oh, the guy who plays where?
He plays in Saudi Arabia.
And then at some point in China, but he came and he proved his mettle. The best player should play for the Super Eagles of Nigeria.
Bishop, I think you should hold on your thoughts. We lost at the corner. Keep those calls coming on 0808-312-8618. 0808-312-8618. We haven't officially opened a phone line, but I think our callers really want to have a go on this. Feel free to call us on that number.
Don't forget as well, you can drop us a WhatsApp message, a WhatsApp voice note. Put a WhatsApp call to us if you're tired. Come on. If you love online, you're an online freak, you know. It's just 0700 010 961 961. 0700 010 961 961. For normal call, it's simple 080 831 28618. 080 831 28618. The show from now on will be from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m.
Sport Bishop, now let's wrap up this particular point of discourse.
Yeah.
Should we go all out for a certain Dominic Solanke, knowing that position of a number 9 is crowded with so much talent?
Crowded with who?
With Victor Osimhen is still part of the team. Victor Boniface is still there. Paul Onuachu is also there. Terry Murphy is also there. Siri Desis is there. Of course, Adekumar is there. That is about 6 strikers we have got. Number 9.
Solanke better than all of them?
It depends.
Then go for it.
I did not say a yes or no. It depends. And finally, before we leave the locals and go for our first official commercial break, then we'll return and take you to where it's happening in the Fiorentina. We hear that the Athletic Federation of Nigeria, that's the AFN, have released a strong list of athletes who will be representing Nigeria in Paris. Good news, a certain Toby Musa will be headlining these athletes after being cleared by WADA that yes, you are free to go.
Are you scared?
She actually gave a testimony. testimony.
Were you scared?
Of course, I
I
was.
wasn't scared,
I
my man.
was
There was
because
there
with
was no
wonder, everything is
There was no
possible.
proof.
And not only that, Sport Bishop, we also hear that the team Nigeria for the 4x400 meters
Absolutely.
relay, they have been confirmed by the
Officially.
World Athletics.
Yeah, they will participate. So we don't know the athletes and we don't know the event. We're participating in 9 events. So let's go look at the likes of Favor Philly, the likes of
Favor Shea is there.
Shea
Godson
as well.
Brume is also
Godson
there.
Brume, Nekwachi, the long put guy, is also there. So we've got a chance, guys. Let's go there and have fun. I'm gonna be have fun. Let's go and surpass 1990.
That is the target.
1994. Look
Don't sound like editing a certain Ole Gunnar Solskjaer Manu. He will tell the players, go into the pitch, express yourself, and have fun. No.
No, that's why you tell people like Ganacho and Kobe. You tell that to Bro Fernandez, you're finished.
All right, guys, just stick with us. We will be back on the second half of the show. Let's go pay some bills, lubricate our lips. When we return, we will be letting you know what's up with a certain mess in Greenwood because we hear that something not palatable. It's happening. And as for Chelsea, it's been signing, and more signing. We hear that they have gone back to a certain Victor Osimhen and they have stepped up their bid. All these and many more loading in the second half of the show. Not forgetting, we've got a news from the world of tennis and Formula One. Stay right here.
But playing at centre-back and not being particularly confident.
This could open up kindly for De Silva, and it's wriggled in! The bees sting instantly! Horrible De Gea spinach! Just enough stroke, but that should never get through.
Well, he doesn't need me, he doesn't need Tim Howard, he doesn't need anybody in any studio
back
telling
and
him.
not being particularly confident.
This could open up kindly for De Silva, and it's wriggled in!
All right, welcome back to the second half of your amazing radio show, Sport Lounge, reaching you live from the studio of Voice of the People, 96.1 FM, here in the capital city, Abuja. We broadcast here in Area 8, Gariki, Abuja, at number 4, Ogbomosho Street, inside the Romeo Pizza Building. And of course, my name is Franklin Imona. It hasn't changed. The one you love to call Uncle Fine Boy. And I've got the Sport Bishop with me. And together we have been giving you the best of a sport presentation and analysis. Just so you know, we are also streaming live on our YouTube channel. It is a Voice of the People 96.1 Abuja. That is VOP 961 FM Abuja. Yes, I would want to hear from you. Read your comment as well as I welcome you officially to our sporty family. And just so you know, we are also streaming live on our Radio Garden app. Do well to download the app, search for VOP 96.1 Abuja, and voila, you will be connected to us. And just before we move over to the foreign scene, one man makes a return. He says, Coach, bring me on into the pitch in the second half. And he joins us on the show, Mr. Justin. Mr. Johnson. Marco G. You know him as Mr. J, but he says, keep it short. Call me Mr. J. Mr. J, good to have you join us on the show.
Thank you very much. You know, when Super Sub enters the field of play, stories always change. So we are ready to give you the hottest story that you are yet
no news
to
of Arsenal today. No news for Arsenal today.
no, beside us now, there are clubs who have analyzed and they are doing serious business. We see them. Are they trying to be to compete for the title? What is their plan? We don't know. But as the season unfolds, we get to know.
Okay, guys, you can be part of the show. It's simple. Put a call through to us on 080-831-28618, 080-831-28618, and of course on WhatsApp, you can send us a WhatsApp call, voice note, or with my WhatsApp message. It's simple. It's 0700 010 961 961, 0700 010 961 961. Fine boy.
All right, so let's move over now to the foreign scenes. Guys, are we ready?
Yes,
Absolutely.
we are.
Come on, let's fly. All right, so from the foreign scene, we touch down in the camp of Stamford Bridge, Chelsea, where we hear that Chelsea have increased their efforts to lure long-term target and Super Eagles striker Victor Osimhen to the Stamford Bridge. Now, according to a BBC media sport channel, Team Talk, Chelsea is prepared to include Romelu Lukaku and Cesare Casadei in a deal with Napoli to reduce the cost of acquiring a certain Victor Osimhen. Now, in December, the 25-year-old forward extended his contract with Napoli following a stellar season, committing to stay at Diego Armando Maradona in 2026. But we hear that Napoli are open to letting him go, knowing fully well that a certain Antonio Conte has said that Victor Osimhen might not be in his plan come next season. People have touted that Lukaku might still not be a good option for a certain Antonio Conte, but of course we know how he loved his striker, bullish and very, very physical.
Yeah, definitely. There can't be a better time for you to think of Victor Osimhen leaving Napoli than now, because if you look at what is the level he had been able to raise Napoli to, he's already a legend, whether he stays there or he leaves by now. But as a footballer who still have a lot to win, and there are more out there in football to be won, and he is our own pride of African, so we want him to go elsewhere and win that thing. But then the kind of clubs that they are linking him to, for me, is still not where I expect the caliber of players like Osimhen to be. We all know that Chelsea is building. And will you bring a man, a striker of Osimhen's caliber, to a club that is building? It's already.
Can't you build to win the title? Chelsea have done it before.
It's a finished product, and
but
so
Chelsea have built to win the title under Antonio Conte.
Is Antonio Conte coming alongside with Osimhen to Chelsea? No,
absolutely. But a certain coach,
the coach that is coming. Hold on.
Okay,
the coach that is coming to Chelsea is no doubt a good coach, but you and I know that. Premiership title, there is no way they can lay their hand on it in the next 2 seasons.
Don't be too sure, Mr. J. Sport Bishop,
I would love to hear from you.
Let me talk to you. Let me leave Mr. J out of this conversation, because he just made a statement that a certain Enzo Maresca will not agree with him. Now listen, he said that he wants to implement a more aggressive style of play in his team, and he's looking at Victor Osimhen to be that man that will spearhead the attack of Chelsea, making sure that the Gengen press into which he loves, it will start from the attack lineup. This man is already saying that we are up for the titles. Remember, a certain Mark Guehi, a striker to which they signed as well, said that Chelsea are set to win trophies.
Oh my
God.
You have had your say, Mr. J.
For Victor Osimhen, you see, tells you how much Chelsea has spent already. Some of this is just you don't begin when some people, when they spend so much that they need to even exchange a player as big as Lukaku and Casadei to get a player like us.
And £40 million as well.
Exactly,
they have also added money to it.
They need to balance the books. And the only way they can balance books is give players
we are watching. Let us see, do they have the capacity to play the kind of game that Man City has played, that they are still not yet under the knife?
See, the truth is this. I want to be sincere with you. And Victor Osimhen moving to Chelsea, to me, I may not be a fan of his move to Chelsea, but I think it's the right time for him to move.
Yep.
Maybe Paris Saint-Germain may not be the place as well. Maybe Juventus may not be the place as well. But he just has to move now. I think if he doesn't move now, he will be detrimental. There are other reports about his attitude, his behavior, corresponding with everything going on, injury problems here and there. Remember, this was plagued with a lot of injuries.
True.
So he needs to move and make that big move now. To me, I think this is the main command for Victor Osimhen. And if Chelsea is in the right place, why not? After all, he's still quite young. He may not win the league in the first season.
Not even second season.
Wow. But there's no big. I'm not saying he's not going to win. I'm just trying to
I am
As for
confident
Enzo Maresca, he's not looking at the league, but he's looking at trophies. No, he's looking at trophies, and the trophies can come in the FA Cup.
EFL.
It can come exactly in the EFL. It can also
is that the kind of trophy that we want our own African football to be chasing?
Mr. J. They are still in the Conference League.
Just win a trophy lesson is a huge season.
Of course. Of course.
There was no bad season that
Uncle Fine, you know, we were talking on Friday and we could not really quite. It's a very huge topic that will come up any other day.
Yeah.
Having a better season, what qualifies you having a better season? When you are 20, you run on a table. Is it where you end, or you win a title and you go on relegation? So we still have that topic laying aside. You understand? So let's look at what will qualify Victor Osimhen. How do we know he has had a better season? He scores loads of goals and he helps his team.
All right, Mr. J, just hold on your thoughts. Let's take this voice note from our listener.
Good evening, fine boy and Sport Bishop and Mr. J. This is Franklin from Area 1. I've actually waited for you guys since 4 o'clock only to hear your voice by 5 and got to notice that the time has been changed to 5 p.m. It's a good one. Talking about Finidi George and Rivers United, it's a good one for him. I'm so happy for him, and I feel this should be a redemption time. It should prove to Nigerians that he's still got what it takes to be a top coach. If Finid is not that good, Rivers United will not have gone for him. And for the task that has been given to him, is not a new thing. There is no coach that will be given a coaching job without a target. So he just have to prove it. I'm talking about Dominic Solanke and Super Eagles. I think it's a good one. It's a good one for a striker to be willing to come and play for Nigeria now. Like Solanke is a good player. He has done it even in the Champions League, coming to Premier League, playing for a low club like Bournemouth and scoring like, was it 19 goals? Yeah, 19 goals and 3 assists with just 3 yellow cards all through the season. I think he's a decent player. He's a decent player. If he should come to Super Eagles, all the likes of Victor Osimhen should not be taking us for a show, going on social media and dragging everybody in Nigeria. I think it's a good one. If NFF can invite him, can get him convinced to play for us, it will be a good one. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Franklin, all the way from Area 1. Fantastic one. He had to explore the WhatsApp avenue and dropped his voice notes. You can as well do that on 0700 010 961 961, 0700 010 961 961. But if you want to call us live into the show, Spot Bishop, do you want to give them the line?
080-831-28618. I'll take that again. 080-831-28618. And you'll be part of the show.
All right, let's move away from Chelsea, Dominic Solanke, of course, Victor Osimhen, and come down to Manchester United. Even though out of those 19 goals that Dominic Solanke scored, 3 he scored against Manchester United. I just had to add that. All right, if you are still a fan of Mason Greenwood and you are a fan of Manchester United, just so you know, we hear that Olympique de Marseille are definitely in the driving seat to get this guy away from Manchester United. Though Man United are saying that they can let this player go on loan with an obligation to buy. But we have lots of United fans who want this guy to stay back in Manchester United. But new owner Sir Jim Ratcliffe have come out to say that decision on his future will be given soon. But one thing I can say, that the acquisition of Joshua Zirkzee from his club right there in the Dutch League, from Bologna, Bologna Serie A, that deal is almost done and dusted. Personal deal agreed. It is just for Man United and Bologna to agree on a transfer fee. So one news is looking bad, the other one is looking positive for Man United.
Absolutely. Greenwood, I think he would leave. We hear he has told Man United he wants his settled this week. I don't know whether that's too early for mine. Is he giving them an ultimatum? Keep me or throw me away.
Of course it should be, because United have been dancing over this guy for over 2 seasons and counting.
I think he should leave. I don't think the English press will get over it. The influence is of black descent, so he should leave. And we hear Atletico Madrid some other top clubs after him, get the good cash, good pay and move. But for a certain Zirkzee, is that what Man United need as a number 9? I've got my reservation. I don't know what Jay thinks, but I think I've got reservation on that. Good player. But is it enough to be the target 9 for a team as huge as Man United? To be the answer is a captain, no.
I think for a certain Joshua Zirkzee is coming in to be more like a squad player, to rotate the number 9 with a certain Rasmus Højlund. Even though, for me, I think
it's better than Højlund.
I think United needs a prolific, experienced striker that can guarantee you at least 30 goals per season in all competition. Even if the player is in his early 30s, for a certain Højlund to be an understudy for that player.
Mention one, please, Uncle Fineboy. Mention one that is ready, that will be ready to go to Man U.
£13 million for a certain Alvaro Morata is open for a deal, and so far his contract will be wrapping up come next season. Next summer, 2025. Currently, what is it now? His release clause is just £13 million. United can go for that player, generate transfer, they let him go.
Victor Osimhen as well is still in the market.
Of course.
Certain Roman look. They won't go back to Lukaku.
No. I don't think United will go.
But I think
See,
I think so.
I think okay.
on.
I think Manchester United, they are on the right path. Like I always said, they have a striker in Rasmus Højlund, and then also acquiring this one. It's just that some fans could not understand the way I understand Manchester United.
Oh wow!
They are building.
Man United spokesman in Abuja.
Yeah, honestly, they are building, and I can see the project they are on.
Okay.
Give Manchester United 2 seasons to come, and they will be something else.
Yes, Ten Hag had 2 seasons because
yes, he has 2 seasons.
He has 2 seasons
in his new contract,
and his season and his contract will still be renewed when they started turning
all
in
right,
results.
let's move away from Man United. Still sticking finally in the world of transfer, as we hear that Mikel Olise has finally been unveiled by Bayern Munich. We hear that contract will be up until 2029 with an option to extend.
5-year deal.
Wow.
Good for Bayern.
He will be playing alongside with Serge Gnabry, Leroy Sané, Damian Musiala, not forgetting Thomas Muller.
Leon Goretzka.
Come on.
You see, one thing I see from that move is that wherever you are, just put in your effort, put in your best. He's been taken from Crystal Palace to play alongside established quality world-class players like you just mentioned.
But it could have been Arsenal, it could have been Manchester City. It was there. It was 1 season away.
Exactly.
It was just 1 season away and it happened. Yeah.
But then one team that we have to wait for another competition, and I can hear a certain Ronaldinho will say, I said it, is the Seleção of Brazil. Brazil have been eliminated from the Copa America following a 4-2 penalty shootout defeat to 10-man Uruguay. Seleção struggled to create opportunity in the games despite having a man advantage late in the second half when Uruguay's Nahita Nandez was sent off. Should we say that this is the best of Brazil we have seen so far, or should we say that Brazil has finally crumbled?
I'm not really.
When I mean the best of Brazil, I mean the best of Brazil in a long time. Recall that in previous tournaments, they haven't gone this far. Even if they had gone up to the quarterfinal, they have been playing what I call Aram football. Very negative kind of football. But it seems that football in Brazil is declining.
It is declining, yeah, I think that is the word. But then when you talk of football, Brazil, they may not be good as a team right at the moment, but then look at individual talents, individual players in that Brazilian squad. Anyone you mention is a pick, is a takeout. They are stars, but I think the problem they've had is coaching, poor coaching, or kind of, and well.
It's not poor coaching. No. They have average players.
Their players are not average.
Like this guy at Man United, Anthony.
No, I won't even select Anthony if I'm the coach.
Anthony didn't go for the Europa.
I won't even select Anthony if I'm the coach.
That's the kind of players they have now.
No. You
won't put Rafinha.
They have Rodrigo. They have Vinicius Junior. They have
Lucas Paqueta.
They have Eder Militao. They have Alisson Becker. They have Paqueta. They have
Paqueta. If it was Brazil or would Paqueta be playing national team?
Paqueta is yes, yes, and Paqueta is good enough to play in Brazil. Yes, Paqueta is good to play in Brazil national team.
He has been playing football for a long time. He hasn't busted into the national team recently.
Yeah,
there is a decline. This is the world Brazilian team I've seen in a very long time. It's a player that has Canada, Colombia with James Rodriguez at what age? Argentina, and of course Uruguay. We're going to see a spectacle this weekend, but I'm disappointed with Brazil. But
it's a disappointment,
that's
of course.
That's very quickly crumbles if we have to.
0808-312-8618 0808-312-8618. Let me quickly take this message from our WhatsApp page, and it reads, good evening, Uncle Fine Boy, Spot Bishop and Mr. J. Bukayo Saka saved England and set up a semi-finals up against Gunners, even though England has not been convincing, but I hope they reach the final and win. Emmanuel from Mpapi Saturday. Of course, we know that we're going to talk more about the Three Lions and their game tomorrow. We hear that the Euros will definitely resume tomorrow.
Yeah.
It is a match day live. But finally, before we run out of the studio, because one man is seated dressed in all black like a man mourning is a missing goat. But we
And
must.
he's not smiling at all.
All right, let us let you know that in the world of tennis, we hear that a certain Museki, I beg your pardon, had to fight back to reach the finals. Talking about the quarterfinals in the Wimbledon, and game is currently upgoing, where Zverev is up against a certain Ostapenko. Even though we hear that. A certain Fritz have forced a set against Zverev, but for Ostapenko, it is a win for him.
Absolutely.
He wins.
I think that the boys have been separated for the men. We'll talk more about that tomorrow. But Musetti came back to win his game. We've seen the world number one, Swiatek dumped out already in round 3. So I'm loving the Grand Slam. The top Grand Slam there has lived up to expectation. Djokovic still fighting his way up. Rabakina also took to the last.
Of course, she had to come back from behind and think deep.
had to retire.
Come on, but then
It is what it is.
it is after she has stretched her.
Absolutely. And of course, kudos have to go to one man, Lewis Hamilton.
Of course, yes. After about several months and several years that he didn't finish in the podium table,
One
he had
man
to finish.
has won the highest number of wins in a certain race. His name is Lewis Hamilton. 9 British Grand Prix. An absolute icon. His little message is
And still counting.
maybe that's why he leaves message.
and it was a shambolic performance for a certain Max Verstappen
yeah.
in that game. All these and of course so much more, we will be giving you a recap come tomorrow on the show.
Let's take this message before we go forward. That's already here in our ears. This one says physically.
I sense that sentiment and rivalry in Mr. J opinion on the Osimhen move, even though he's entitled to his view. But I will agree with Sport Bishop. Osimhen's career is already on a decline, and as for Chelsea to go for him, is just I just have to make a move. For Brazil, they have started behaving like Three Lions of England. Ronaldinho comment last month has been justified, even though we don't know who the scholar is. But okay, that's Franklin from Area 1. He did send a voice note. Appreciation to you guys for sticking with us and listening to us, even though there is a new change of time. Come on, let's keep doing this as one big family, and we will definitely let you know the biggest water inside our port. Until then, keep listening to Voice of the People 96.1 FM.